mind. Right in time for me to do a 10-second countdown. 10, 9, 8. I won't do that. That's just annoying. We're not going to start with that nonsense. All right. Hello, everyone. If I told you that there were only 3 things that you needed to focus on in order to grow your business, your coaching business, your service-based business, whatever you got going on, only 3 things, would you believe me? Would you believe that there's only 3 things you have to do? I mean, most entrepreneurs, if I'm being honest, are trying to do it all, right? And we get caught up in all of the noise and all of the distractions and all of the things we have to do. We believe we have to be on all the different platforms. We have to have a freebie and we have to go live and we have to do a masterclass and we have to do, it just gets overwhelming, right? And so I'm going to come in here and say, nope, you just need to do 3 things. Is that possible? Is it even something that we can even entertain or consider? Well, of course it is, or we wouldn't be talking about it, right? If you are new to me, my name is Jamie Hain. I am a video and growth coach, and I help coaches and online entrepreneurs, specifically service-based entrepreneurs, get to 5K consistently. That's 5K per month consistently using a very simple sales process with an option to start doing masterclasses and live videos to really fire up that sales funnel. Yep, I said the word, sales funnel. And I will tell you, I was here. I was doing all of the things. And sometimes I can still get caught up in it. I can get caught up in the busy work. And that's a real challenge, right? But most of the clients that I work with, what we're trying to figure out is why in the heck their audience isn't biting. Why are people not taking them up on their offers? Something's going on. Something's amiss. And that's what we figure out. It could be a process thing. It could be a content thing. It could be so many different things. Okay. But today we're going to talk about all of the things you're doing and how we can simplify it down into 3 things. Okay. So help me out here. Those of you on with me live, and even if you're not on with me live, if you are watching the replay, you do not get off the hook. Okay. What are some of the things you are doing to grow your business? Type them in the comments. What are some of the activities? I gave a couple there in the intro, but what are you working on? What's going on in your business or in your daily activities, whether it's working or not? What are some of those activities? Drop them in the comments and let's take a look at them. Okay. I'm going to wait a second and see what we hear. Let's see here. Heather's from South Carolina. I'm assuming that's what SC is, South Carolina. And Diane says she trusts me because she doesn't have a clue at the moment. Hey, I've been there. I get it, right? We get caught up doing all the things and we're not even sure if it works or not works. Maybe you're not even sure what you're supposed to be doing. It's overwhelming, right? Okay. So hold on here. Let me see what we got. If we got anybody else chiming in. Okay, nothing yet. So tell me, what is one thing, just tell me one thing that you do on a daily basis that helps you grow your business, that helps you get sales. One thing. Let's see what you come up with. I will tell you one thing that I do every day is I post. I post on social media. That's one thing that I'm doing. Let's see. Another thing that I do every day is I meditate. I know you might think, well, does that really have any impact? Does that really connect in with business and growth and sales? You bet it does. Because when you're clear in here, oh my gosh, what a difference it makes. Okay. Y'all are being shy this morning. I get it. It's okay. You're not ready to jump in, or maybe you're not ready to admit what you're doing because you're not sure whether it's working or not. Okay. Angela says, I post on social media lightly. Okay. That's okay. There's no rule here that says it has to be heavy or light or 10 times or 1 time or once a day or once a week. You get to decide what consistency means to you. Okay. All right. So here's what I want you to think about. Have you ever assembled a piece of IKEA furniture, or honestly anything that required assembly, and you didn't look at the instructions? You didn't have a map. You didn't have a roadmap to get you there. What happens? You get to the end, you got extra pieces, things are upside down, you're supposed to go to the next step, and you're like, but mine is not in that order, mine is over here, and things are backwards and upside down. It's almost impossible. Well, business, especially being an entrepreneur, can sometimes feel that way, right? we are trying to do all of these things and we have no idea what really works, what doesn't work, what gets us traction, what generates sales, and what doesn't. It can be so frustrating, right? And so what I want you to understand is that sometimes all that you are missing is those critical instructions. And that's what you're going to get today. Step by step, 3 steps. The hardest part of what you're going to learn today is tuning out everything else. Because, oh my gosh, some of this stuff is so shiny and sparkly and it just sucks you in and pulls you in and you want to do it, but it's not contributing where you're supposed to go. Okay? All right, so I want to talk a little bit about Stephen Covey. And whether you're a Stephen Covey fan or not, or this is the first time you're hearing it, one of the things that I think made Stephen Covey famous was his big rocks example. Okay, so I'm gonna just hear me out if you've heard this before. It's a nice refresh. I'm gonna give you just maybe 30 seconds to a minute on this. Okay, so in front of a massive audience, he brings out this big jar. And he pours these big rocks into the jar. So now he has a jar, and it's filled to the top with these big rocks. And he says to the audience, is it full? And of course, the audience says, yes, it's full. So he reaches under the desk, and he pulls out a bag that's got middle-sized rocks. And he pours that into the jar, shakes the jar, and those smaller rocks kind of fall in. Now he holds it up to the audience, and he says, now is it full? And there's some giggles. And everybody says, yeah, now it's full. And he reaches down under the table and he pulls out some pebbles. And now he pours the pebbles into the jar, shakes it around. Now there's serious laughter going on. Holds it up to the audience. Is it full now? Yes, it's full now. Nope, not done yet. Reaches down below, pours some sand into the jar. Shakes it all up. Now is it full? Yes, now it's full. Last one, water. Pours water into the jar. Now it's full. The only way that this works is when you put the items in the jar in the order that he did. Okay? If I put the sand in first or the pebbles in first, I wouldn't get as much in there. So you have to put your big rocks in first. And that is really what his whole entire framework is about in terms of organizing yourself and your day, is to start with the big rocks. So what I'm going to teach you today, what you're going to walk away with is, what should your big rocks be? You can shake that jar, you can make room, you can sprinkle in all the other stuff if you feel compelled to do that, but the big rocks got to go in first. Make sense? Okay, any questions on big rocks before I go into the 3 things you got to do? Let me just check comments here. Let's see here. Oh, you guys are cracking me up. I love it. Okay, I'm just reading comments here. Let me make sure my phone, make sure I haven't missed anything. Okay, no questions. So let's continue. Step 1 is you have to have an irresistible offer that your audience actually wants. Now, there's a lot of words in there, right? It's got to be an irresistible offer, and it's got to be something that people actually want. So what I want you to do is I want you to stop with all the noise and having 17 gazillion offers. I also want you to stop, this is the harder one, single sessions. That doesn't mean that you don't have single sessions for people to buy with you or smaller things that people can buy from you. But what people purchase, the reason that they purchase your offer is because it gets them the transformation that they want. And a single session rarely gets them that complete transformation. So, what do you do instead? If we're going to stop doing that, what do we do instead? Come on. Here we go. Okay, it's got to be clear. Crystal clear who it's for and what happens. It's got to be high value. They want that transformation, right? They don't want halfway there. They want all the way there. You gotta solve their problem, which means you've got to know and understand who your ideal client is and what their pain points are and what their goals are and what they want. Got to get to the results. Come on, computer. Got to get to those results. And you got to clearly articulate what those are inside your offer. All right, so how the heck do we do all of this? Start by looking at your current offer. Your signature offer, the big offer, the one that gets the most transformation, the one that makes you the most money, the one that you help the most amount of people to get the most amount of results. Start with that and look at it and say, is it clear who it's for and what that person is going to achieve? Okay, so for example, my program is called Ignite Your Business. It is for coaches and service-based entrepreneurs, and it helps them hit consistent 5K months. That's it. That's the offer. Crystal clear, right? Now, I will often tag on and talk about that we do this in a simple sales process. I might tack on and say that we do this through something like a masterclass or Facebook Lives as a like pouring gas on that funnel so that it goes faster. But bottom line is a simple funnel. You've got to get this clear about your offers. Okay. Step 2. You've got to start more conversations. One of my favorites is Jasmine Star, and she always says social media is the start of your conversations. Okay, so let's talk about what we're going to stop doing first. I know this one's hard because you love it. I love Canva too, but you guys, you got to stop doing all the graphics. They're not helping you. They're only hurting you. You don't get as much reach with all of those graphics, and they take way too much time. You also got to stop posting and praying. I'm just throwing this out and who knows, maybe it'll work, maybe it won't work. You've got to be more intentional. You have to have a social media strategy. You have to know what you're saying, why you're saying it, where you're leading people. You got to have a strategy around this. Okay? When you do this, what starts to happen is those comments, if you're not getting comments, okay, let's even back up. If you're posting and you're not getting comments on your posts, okay, it's really hard to start conversations. This whole step is about starting conversations. Well, if they're not commenting, who are you going to start a conversation with, right? You can't. And what I hear most often from people is, well, it's Facebook's fault. Facebook and the algorithm, you're messing me all up. I get so many comments on my content, knock on wood, I can barely keep up with it. It is not a Facebook algorithm problem. Where's the problem? Here's something you can try, okay? I'll come back to this. I want you to post something fun. Just do a color block post. Okay, so if you don't know how to do a color block post is something like, here, let me pull this up. A color block post, come on computer, looks like this. It's a color block, and it's got a simple question in there or a simple phrase in there. And I want you to do something fun. Tacos or pizza? Brownies or cookies? What's your favorite holiday? Who's ready for summer? Whatever. It doesn't matter. Something fun. And watch how many comments you get. My guess is what's going to happen is you're going to get way more comments on something like that than what you're currently posting on. Okay? So right there, that's all the proof you should need that says it's not a Facebook problem. It's not an algorithm problem. It's not an audience problem. It's what you're posting problem. What you're posting is not engaging. You're not giving your people something that they want to engage on, and that's why it's not going anywhere. Harsh truth from me today. I know it hurts. You don't like to hear it, but somebody's got to tell you, right? Okay, so let's go backwards here. You gotta start posting things that people want to comment on so that you can start these conversations. The whole simple sales process hinges on this. Okay. Those comments lead to DMs, which leads to calls. That's what you're aiming for. Okay, let me pause here and see if there are any questions before I move on to step number 3. Okay, hold on here. Oh, I lost my space. I lost y'all. Let me come back here. Comments. Okay. Michelle says, I literally just did this just before hopping on here. Spa day or time in nature. Oh, okay. See, I want to comment on that. I bet everybody who's hearing me read this goes, ooh, you have an opinion on it and you want to share that opinion. People are on social media because they want to be social. So you got to give them something to be social on. Okay. Okay, let's see here. Okay, you got it? Everybody with me? Okay, number 3. You have to offer calls to people, and they have to be calls that somebody actually wants to get on. Oof, I know. Okay, so what do we got to stop doing? You got to stop going straight to the pitch. Here's what you got to realize. I know sometimes we think about marketing and we think that it's like we have a retail store. And so all we have to do is hang up signs that say shoes $9.99 or scarves $12.99 or whatever else it is. And so that's what we think marketing is. But when you're marketing online, that doesn't work. In fact, if you want to see something interesting, go to one of your favorites. Nike, Starbucks, I'm drawing a blank, but a big one, a big company. And go and look at what they're posting on social media. It's not $1.99 for this and $7.99 for this. And here's what we got. They're communicating with their audience. They're starting conversations. They're creating an experience. They're making people feel something. And that's what starts conversations. Okay? So if you go straight from, we've had this wonderful conversation, and you're like, hey, buy this thing, how does that make you feel? Right? Not so good. So you got to stop going straight for the pitch. Here's the other one that's hard. I know you love them, but the days of free consults and clarity calls or discovery calls, nobody's booking those calls. I talked to somebody just night before, this week. And she said, I went the last 6 months of last year, I was consistently booking 10 calls a month. And she says, since January, I've booked 2. 10 calls a month to 1 a month, just from 2024 to 2025. And she's like, I don't know, is the algorithm? You guys, it's not the algorithm. I was doing the same thing. I promise. I was full of the blame. It's somebody else's fault. Nope, you got to turn that point right back to you. Your audience is just getting smarter. They've been exposed to more of these consult calls and clarity calls and discovery calls. They don't want them anymore because they know what's going to happen. They're going to get pounced on. It's going to be a pitch. And they don't want that. So what you have to do is you have to come up with a call that people actually want. There we go. And then invite them to do more. See? This happened. There it goes. Okay, we're back. We're back. I think we're back. Maybe we're not back. I don't know. I'm going to keep going because I can't tell what's happening. I think it's still going. Okay, hopefully this makes sense. Okay, so what we're talking about with all of these steps is that you need to create a very simple sales funnel. And don't let tech overwhelm you. I'm not talking about tech. Tech just enables the funnel that you already have. Okay? I'm talking about a process. And let me just draw this out for you. Okay? So your simple sales funnel works like this. Okay? This is where you're making money. This is where your irresistible offer, I can't spell that, irresistible offer happens. It's the very, very end of this process. If you're jumping right here, that's why it's not working. You haven't built any trust. Nobody knows who you are. Nobody knows that you care. Nobody knows that you're good at what you do. Okay? Stop going there. Instead, what you've got to do is you got to start with your social media that leads people to book that call. You got to know what your offer is. You got to understand what the result is that you get your ideal clients so that you communicate that. And then you're posting content that people want to engage on. You're starting conversations. You're inviting them to book on a call that they actually want to get on because they get value. And then that leads into your offer. These are the 3 steps. And like I said, the hardest part is tuning out all the other noise and not getting caught up in, I got to do all of these other things. Okay? All right. What questions do you have about these 3 steps and this sales funnel before I give you some homework? I actually got some things for you today that you're going to love. Okay? Any questions? Whether you're watching live or you're watching on the replay, if you got questions, type them in and I'll come back and answer them. Okay? Okay. Let's do this. If you do not know what these things look like, then I want you to book a revenue roadmap call, and we're going to map out your roadmap. We're going to map out what this simple sales process looks like for you. Okay? So, when we talk about a call that people actually want, my call that I give people is a revenue roadmap call. And I'm going to spend 30 minutes pouring into you and helping you figure this out. It's a free call. I don't charge for it. Okay? You got to come up with your own revenue roadmap call. So if you haven't booked a revenue roadmap call with me, I got lots of openings in March. Get it booked. Let me help you with this. Okay? The second thing I got for you today, you're going to love this. I am going to do a 30-day challenge. And this is unlike, if you've done my challenges in the past, this is so completely different than anything I've ever done before. I'm so excited about it, I can't even stand it. It is about being intentionally focused on what you're doing and what steps are going to move your business forward. And we're going to do this by doing some very unique things every single day for 30 days. It's a free challenge. If you want to join me, just type challenge in the comments and I'll get you the link. I'll also send out an email later today with the recording from this, and also I'll put the link in there as well. Okay, everything is going to be on Telegram, which if you haven't used Telegram, it has an ability so that I can send you voice notes and inspiration and messages, but you don't have all of the other noise like a group chat. It's really cool, and I'm super excited to play with it, and I'm super excited for you guys to go through this. It is not an easy challenge. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's going to push you, because here's the big thing. No complaining, no judging, no negativity, no negative self-talk for 30 days. Woo! How about that? Stopping you in your tracks. Anyway, I hope I don't scare you too much, because this is not about getting it perfect. This is about creating a practice, a very healthy practice that you start to put habits into place. They're going to work from the inside out. We're going to start with your mindset in order to grow your business. Boom. How exciting is that? Anyway, I hope you'll take advantage of both of these, okay? The other thing that's coming up, just so you know, is March 19th will be my next live masterclass. So we will be in Zoom, and we're going to go through a lot more detail in some of this. So just right now, I'm just doing a wait list for that. If you want me to put you on the wait list when I get all of the landing page and all of that sign up ready to go, just type wait list in the comments and I'll get you added. Okay? Okay. Back to questions. Let me see if there are any questions. Oh, I love this. I love seeing all of I'm booking a call. I want the challenge. I'm in the challenge. Challenge. Denise says, yikes. I know, right? Whew, I'm a little nervous about it myself. But here's the deal. We all start at the beginning. We all start at 0. And we have to work our way up to these things. Okay. I'm so excited. Okay. No questions. So let me wrap us up today. The whole goal here, oops. Next week, by the way, my live next week. I didn't pull it. I can't remember what it is. I know we're starting to get into social media. in March. So watch for details on that. Sorry, you guys, I'm just a total blank. I can't remember what the topic is. Yeah, that's all I got for you. You'll join me next Wednesday, right? For something. I don't know what it is. I can't remember. Okay, so the goal here is to simplify what you're focusing on. It's to be intentional and say, I'm going to stop doing all the other noise that's not serving me, that's not giving me results, and I'm going to focus on doing these 3 things consistently. These are my big rocks. I had a revenue roadmap call earlier this week, and somebody says, I just don't have room in my calendar to do these calls. And I said, you're that busy with clients? And she said, no. I said, okay, well, how many clients, so we kind of had that conversation. I said, what's on your calendar? Well, I'm just busy. I've all this stuff I'm doing. Well, let's talk about that. What is all the stuff that you're doing? And as we went through it, it's all just noise. And I would ask, okay, is that helping you get clients? Nope. Well, why are you doing it? I don't know. I thought I needed to do it. I want to challenge you to look at the stuff you're spending time on and decide if it's not serving you, if it's not helping you, why do you keep doing it? Focus on your big rocks. Get these done. Do these well. This is how you get to those consistent 5K, 8K, 10K, 12K, 15K months. Okay. The hardest part, I said this earlier, is those blinders. It's the resistance and saying, I'm not going to be taken off my path. If this is my path, this is your path. It's even pointed. This is your path to money. So you've got to put the blinders onto everything else. And you have to say, I'm not going to do this, right? And that takes intentional focus. Okay? I have to admit, I get easily pulled off course by the shiny butterflies. It's usually someone that I love doing some sort of workshop that I think, ooh, I want to go to that. And then I'm off. And I have to check in and go, no, wait. Nope, not going to do that. I'm staying focused. If I get these things done, well, then I got room for that. Okay? This is why that 30-day challenge is so powerful, because it helps you every single morning get crystal clear on what's important and what you're working on. And ultimately, what we're talking about in all of this, whether you book a revenue roadmap call with me and we map out your funnel, or you join the 30-day challenge, or you come to my live masterclass in March, it's all about getting you to this point where you are unstoppable. It's like as soon as we can get the momentum going, oh, so much easier to knock those things out because you see progress, you see results, you're getting somewhere. One of the things that my existing cohort inside of my program, Ignite Your Business, one of the things they say is, it's finally clicking. I've been working on my business. I've been doing all of these things, and it finally clicks. I get it now. That's when you start to become unstoppable, and that's exactly where you can be too. All right, everybody. Thanks for being here. I hope to see you. I will get those of you that commented, challenge or call or whatever else you commented, I will get you all of those links. Don't you worry. For those of you watching on the replay, don't forget to comment so I can get them for you as well. And everybody have a great rest of your week, an awesome weekend. I'll see you next week. Bye, guys.